Barbie J, and it's season 7, episode 4 of the Haves and the Have-Nots. And we're about to jump right in. So comment below because we're getting ready for the new episode, the new seasons that's coming up in 2 days. Okay? So here we are with Candace goes to the Malone's dive, one of those dives. You know they can't stand black people, but so when she go in there, they like guy trying to get her out and stuff, and she's like, look, I'm just looking for Mitch because he's with my brother and something's supposed to happen, blah 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 blah. So she asks him to call Mitch. Mitch don't answer, and then all of a sudden Mitch calls back, and he says, what did he tell him? Bring backup, bring muscle. So they bring muscle. He said bring Candace too, because Candace wanted to talk to him, but he hung up. She said I want to talk to him. He's like, no, he said to come. We all going down there. So they go to the club. In the meantime, Derek arrives, like I said, at Veronica's house with the info about his boy and about getting his girlfriend Quita out and all of that stuff. So they go through that. Then David and Jeffrey, they show up at the hospital, and he sees Madison, and they looking for Jim. So David goes to find out about Jim in surgery, and Jeffrey goes and stays with Madison. Of course he does. And Madison is saying, how you doing? And he's telling, my mother sent these thugs to shoot us up. He's like, what? You know? And so he tells Jeffrey to come in the back, and he hooked Jeffrey up with some nice pills and stuff. He gives Jeff some pills to relax him because he said Jeffrey looked tense and uptight and stuff. But they back there talking and saying little things. You know they saying little things. You know, Justin comes up a little bit and everything. So they doing their thing. They playing that little game they play, you know, when you like somebody. So Benny wakes up and he's chained to a pipe in a basement somewhere. He don't know where he at, but he chained to that pipe in the basement. And then they show Charles talking to this guy. It's a senator or something, Senator West or something like that. And it's an old friend, and they talking. And then it switches to David. He runs into Celine. He sees Celine, and she's trying to ask him how is Jim, and he don't want to tell her. He don't know, and she wants to know who shot him, and he won't tell who. When he know it was Wyatt, you know. And she's like, he stopped paying child support, and I need help, and that's why I have to take this job. And David be getting on my nerves now. I used to like David. Now I kind of don't like him no more. I'll be honest. I ain't crazy about him. What about you? How you feel about David? Because I just don't. I ain't feeling the brother. He just try to act like he's Superman. Well, all of them try to act like they Superman. They not. They ain't nothing Superman. And then Jeffrey takes the pills from Madison, and he said, let me hurry up and get out of here before my stalker comes. And he said, oh no, your stalker checked out. But he was like, stalker, that's kind of rough. He said, but he checked out, you know. But then later on they come out and learn that he came back. Justin came back in there. He came back to talking about he was in pain. See, he should have never left. They don't want him to leave. He gonna leave. Everybody think they Superman. I'm telling you, everybody think they Superman when they not. They not. So what else? Catherine, they got her in her orange jumpsuit, and they trying to make her go in that cell. And she's like, no, I'm not going in there. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? I'm not going in there. She said, what's that? What's that? A toilet with no seat, no lid? That is inhumane. I refuse to go in some place that's inhumane. I started cracking up. I thought that was so funny. I was like, what? So they tased her to get her in there. It was like, she was like, she was on the floor. They tased the richest like woman in their town. They didn't even care. They tased her. They tased her. Oh my God. And at that time she was on the floor. She fell on the floor. Veronica came by. And Veronica's laughing and teasing her, of course, and everything. And she pretended like she go be her. She said, well, you were supposed to be my attorney or something like that. And she's like, bitch, I don't know you. She said, bitch, I don't know you. She's like, what? And like, are you kidding me? And then she said, what else? There was something else she said that was funny. But anyway, so Catherine, I think they finally got her in the cell. And she said, are you going to help me or not? And Veronica was like, let me think about it. No. I said, damn, she didn't even give it 30 seconds. It was like 10, 15 seconds. She was like, no, I'm not helping you. She said, I don't even like you anymore. She said, I don't like you no more. Hell, why should I help you? And so I said, see, that's when Catherine and there drinking and all that, giggling when they was at her house. And so then Charles and the senator, they're talking, and he tells Charles about his mistress he had on the side and how he had a child with this mistress and stuff like that. And I was like, why are you telling Charles that? And he basically said the mistress is rich or somebody else, so he's telling Charles that he needs to sleep up and not sleep down, meaning Candace is down, she on ghetto, blah, blah, blah. But see, Charles did that. He started that. He put her out there and put her business out there, and that was jacked up what he did, and then drunk dumped her, you know, to save his ass, you know. Anyway, but he said he got to sleep with somebody who has just as much to lose as you do. He said she didn't have nothing to lose, so it didn't matter to her. Which, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. Don't you think it makes sense? I think it makes sense, you know. And so, then it goes back to Mitch. Oh my God. This is too funny. So Mitch is in the club, and the owner, and he's telling them, you know, you better get this. I want to know where my boy is, and they trying to put him out. He said, I'm gonna get my grandmother, and we gonna come in here. He said, oh, he gonna get his grandma. He teasing him, he gonna get his grandma. He said, yeah, I'm gonna get my grandmother. You know Rose Malone? They were like, Rose Malone. They were like, oh snap. He said, that's your grandma? Yeah, that's my grandmother. We tear this place up and stuff. And at that time, his boys came in with Candace and stuff. And Candace is asking the stripper, where my brother? And I don't know who you talking about, the stripper getting her face. I don't know what you talking about. Candace said, look, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying to be a good person. Don't make the old Candace come back out. And that girl made the old Candace come back out. And she got her face again. Candace grabbed her, pop, pop, pop. She slapped the girl. Girl slapped her back. She was like, oh, hell no. Pop, 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 pop. She dogged that girl. And they stopped them in. They was trying to jump in. They stopped them like, you can't even jump in. And they let Candace whoop that girl's behind. I'm going to ask you again. Because then Candace got a bottle, broke it, and put it to the girl's face and said, I'll scratch up your goddamn pretty face. And she was like, oh, man. So, so the man, the owner, stopped them and said, no, no, no. But I saw they was in a green van. I saw them leave in a green van. I got the license plate on the tape, you know. And so they went and got the license tape, the tape and with the license plate information. So that was that, but that was so funny. Oh, she beat the strippers behind. And then Hannah gets home, and she's like, Betty, you home, Betty? And nobody's home, of course. And she's like, she calls her cell phone again, leaves a message. Then her phone rings. And when her phone rings, it's Derek. She's like, Derek, get off my phone. Stop calling me. And he's trying to hang up. Wait, but Candace, I spoke to Candace and she wanted me. I don't care. I don't want to talk to you. She hung up on him. I was like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. So she didn't want to talk to him. And Hannah was like, please. She hangs up on his behind. And then what's the last thing? Veronica's at that's where Veronica gets to the precinct. And she gets to the precinct and Quita come out with a hell. She said, oh, hell no. You the one that got me out? What you got me out for? What you want me for? I ain't doing a damn thing for you. She's like, just sign in the book. And Quita was just like, Quita didn't care. She was ready to go back to prison. She didn't want to be bothered with Veronica. But she said, your baby daddy wanted you out. I don't want to be out. What he got me out for? You know, she probably left him with them kids. He didn't want to be bothered with all them kids, I guess. And so Quita finally writes something in the book. She said, the hell is this? Is there a ratchet ass handwriting? Oops. She said, this ratchet handwriting. I was cracking up. It was so funny to me. I don't know if y'all laugh. But she said, what the hell is this? You taught Ratchet and you write Ratchet? I didn't even know Ratchet had its own language and own alphabet or something, she said. I thought it was funny. And so Quita wrote all this stuff and it didn't even make no sense. She said, he'll know what it means. He'll know what she's like, what? Well, Veronica sits back down and Quita goes back to jail. And she's like, what are you doing? She said, you got out. Why are you going back? You're free. You go out that way. Damn, you don't even know which way though. You're supposed to walk. And Queen still had on the orange jumpsuit. I didn't know they let you out and send you home with that orange jumpsuit on. That didn't make no sense right there. I thought you were supposed to change back into whatever clothes you came in. But who am I? I didn't write the script. Sorry, Tyler. Anyway, so the last thing that happened was, wait. So Veronica sits down next to this white man who was in the police station, and she said, "Can you read this? Can you read this? Do you know how to read Ratchet?" It was so funny. But then it goes back to the hospital. Justin shows up and he sees, because he's in pain, and he sees Madison and Jeffrey come out of the room from the back. You know, Jeffrey feeling good as it is because Madison gave him no pills to relax him. So he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. I feel good. He feels all relaxed. You know, so anyway, so they go into the room with Justin because Justin's in pain, and the girl was going to take him in the back first, the black girl at the desk. But then when he saw Madison said, "I'll take you." And he was like, "No, I don't want you to take me. She going to take me." She said, "Well, actually, I'm off duty, so I will go. He can take you." So Madison and Jeffrey went in the room with Justin, and Justin was acting a fool. And, you know, of course, he always does. And Madison finally walked out and left, and Jeffrey stood there and, "Look, I'm going to leave." He said, "Don't leave me. Come on, don't leave me." He said, "You know what? I'm leaving. Bye." And Jeffrey actually walked out. I can't believe Jeffrey actually walked out like he said he was going to do. So, that was it. And the last thing that happened was Wyatt, they brought Wyatt in finally, and they put him in a cell across from Catherine. And he started teasing Catherine, saying stuff to her. And he said, "That's why I killed that B.A." You know, he called his father's name. And she's like, "He's dead?" He said, "Yeah, they didn't tell you he died. He died." And Catherine, it ended with her in the cell like, "Ah." And he's like, "You trying to act like you really care?" She was like, "Ah." You know, she just didn't know. Because I think what she was thinking is, how I'm going to get out of this prison now? Because I ain't got nobody to help me. Because Jim is dead. You know, and then Wyatt's a fool. She can't trust him. So who else do she have? She don't have nobody else. I feel bad for Catherine. She tries to do some good stuff. Yeah, she could be messed up and stuff and evil and try to get back at people. But they all doing that. They all trying to do that. But that is how episode 4 ended. Let me know how you feel. We only got a few more. Shoot, we got about less than 48 hours now before the new season starts. So this your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.